off, we want to give all honor and glory to.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
We want to give double honor to our apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach you well. And we also want to say peace and blessings to the Lord's elect. We're back out here on the highways and hedges once again. Prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is also known as America, if you have ears to hear. And we're going to start off in the Psalm 39.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 39, in verse
5.
In verse 5. It says, Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity.
So every man in his best state is altogether vanity, man. Okay, so we have in the mindset, and the world puts on us that you have to live up by a certain standard. You got to live up by a Edomite standard in order to make it in this kingdom. And while that's well and true, we have something far greater that we're looking forward to, man. We have something that the Lord has promised us, that if we cast off the ways of Babylon, that the Lord will give us something greater than what it is here, man. Because when you look around, what do you see? All you see is abominations, man. Buildings and concrete and shit that keeps us sick, keeps us unalive, want to be unalive, right? It's all nothing here is but depression. That's why King David prophesied about this place being of the shadow of death, man. I believe didn't Job say that too? Yeah, about the shadow. Can you get that too? Because this is the shadow of death, man. Death, or the shadow. The shadow of death is darkness, man. This whole land is polluted. It's a big black cloud over this place, man. Even though the sun is shining for his elect to keep us going. But if you got spiritual eyes, you see a big ass black cloud, man, over this place, man. You got it up.
I'm gonna start at Job 10, and I'm gonna start at 18. It says, Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave.
Because that's the mindset of what the elect feel like, man. Because why? Because the scripture says that I was shaped in iniquity. You know why? Because this place is as soon as we got into this place, we was already going off, man.
Because we are not of this, the elect, or when we part of number, are not of this world. We're not of this world. We're just passing through. We're just sojourning. Here we have no continuing city, like the brother going into.
I was gonna ask you that, brother. You want that song for the bridge?
Yeah, kind of. Can I get precept real quick to back the brother up? Just real quick. This is John 17 and verse 14. It says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
Right, because we're prophesying the downfall of the world. That's how the direct indication that we're not of the world. We're telling you the world about to end. Your world is about to end. And that's what the disciples asked Yahushua in Matthew the 24th chapter. They said, what signs should we look out for to know the end of the world? Meaning the end of the Roman society. Because America is an extension of the Roman society.
Yep. And then when you go to Acts the first chapter, that shows you that when Yahushua comes back, that's going to be the establishment and the implementation of Yahushua's kingdom, man. When Acts the first chapter, where it goes into, is now the time that God shall restore the kingdom to Israel, because that's the prophecy when Yahushua returns, that he's gonna exalt Jacob, But you got that up.
I'm gonna go back to Job 10, and I'll go to 20. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I might take comfort a little. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
Yep, and that's what it is. And what is our little comfort, man? Is this, man? Being around the brotherhood. This is our little. Let's talk about that the Lord is going to give us a little sanctuary. This is our individual specific sanctuary, man, that the Lord has given us. So this is our reprieve from Babylon the Great, man. This is our rest. This is our hiding place. Can you get that in Psalms 91, about the show?
It says, before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
And what? Oh, you got it.
I was gonna say, Job saying he's gonna die. He's gonna go into the grave. Then his spirit is gonna come back to the earth in a land of darkness, without any order. That's a miracle. Okay, Revelation the 17th chapter, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That's a miracle. What nation on earth pushes more abominations? Talking about the Heavenly Father written abominations on earth. What nation pushes more abominations than than America and the European societies?
Yeah, and that's because why? Because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You know, and when the Lord gives you the earth, you have the power to do whatever you want to. And Esau was created to be the exact opposite of the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua.
If I may, what the scripture said, the wicked go astray from the womb.
Yep.
They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies, right? That's going into the Esau Edom, man, the wicked, you know? Yeah, bro.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And who is that talking about? That's talking about Esau Edom, okay? The current ruler of the kings of the earth, starting with the top international banking families, okay? All the way down to Joe Schmo, Smoke and Blow. They're all Edomites if their line goes back to Esau. This is Micah 2 and 1. It said, woe to them that devise iniquity, meaning what? They devise means to come up with, you know? They conspire on iniquity, on sin, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, meaning they ponder in their houses how they're going to use whatever position they hold in society for evil. How they're going to use whatever position they hold in society to keep the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, down. That's the whole game that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are oblivious to, because the Lord has 2/3 of our people blind. It says,
it's like, if I'm saying, that's part of that sacred council, man. That's why Jacob's oblivious. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of seeing the signs that's going on in Babylon the Great, what are they doing? They're being a partaker of the things, man. While Esau is behind the scenes speaking as a dragon, man, making laws to keep you further in oppression. You know, keep you further from Yahweh Bashim Yahshua.
yeah, right. They said they passed some bill in New York. What was it called?
I don't know if that's the bill,
Yeah, right. The bills, they was talking about pretty much they're gonna be able to they could just say that you're sick and they can come and detain you indefinitely or detain your children indefinitely. That's in the state of New York. You know?
if you laws typically start either in New York or in California, and then it spreads throughout the whole country. Like, you know, so like that's a pivotal moment that's actually happening, because they'll be able to introduce that tiny technology to you as well in that same manner. You know.
It's Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Right? And those that fear the Lord is talking about, number one, the men of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, as it says in Revelation 12, verse 17. It say that the dragon came down upon the woman and upon the ones that keep the commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's talking about, you know, the hopeful elect. But it's also talking about you Israelites, okay? Because you're the only nation on earth that naturally has a fear for a one true power. It say in verse 71, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." You got the martial law troops, you got the UN troops, you got the Russian troops, you got the Iranian troops.
Moab troops.
Right, right. You know, and they showed you that in that movie, Leave the World Behind. They was causing, he said it was a 3-step process to break down a nation from within. The first step was isolation, which means to cut off communication. The second step was misinformation. And then the third step was do it by itself because it would cause too much chaos.
I got the name of that bill. It says Bill A416. So it says, which holds that the government may order the removal and or detention of such a person or of a group of such persons in a medical facility or other appropriate facility or premises designated by the governor or his or her delegate.
Y'all ever seen the movie Songbird? Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, pretty much. No, Songbird.
I know what you're
You seen
talking
that? It's pretty much the same thing. In quarantine, they was going through the door. Niggas in hazmat suits.
Oh, I remember that.
They was
Yeah.
snatching them out.
Yep.
So that's pretty much what's about to happen, man. You're gonna have people in hazmat suits, FEMA, go come door to door, knocking to see if you sick. You know, they're gonna take you and put you in the concentration camp indefinitely, man.
Yeah, but and then somebody gonna jump up and say that would never happen, but it already happened in China though.
Yeah.
Right.
They do it all the time. They come out, it'd be 13 more bites, in a full suit, like they on the moon, to grab one more bite. You know what I'm saying?
A yellow rubber suit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then the Klaus Schwab said every nation should channel themselves after what China is doing, man.
Right. The
See?
WEF.
Yep.
The WEF demon.
And like I say, and you had mentioned about the movie, and the first step was isolation. And you look at society today. Everything that is how society is ran is what through digitally, man. TV access, internet, your phones. Once you're isolated from that, Jake ain't gonna know what to do, man. When you can't use your GPS to get to the liquor store, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Esau has not only the Israelites but also the whole world in the trick bag, man.
Yeah, right. I'm about to keep going. The second Ezra 16, verse 71 again. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. But meaning it ain't gonna matter. I'm a cop, or I'm ex-military. I'm a retired. No, I don't give a fuck. No, it's gonna be no respect for persons when they come kicking in them doors, man. When they come rolling in them black vans and them black SUVs and them SWAT trucks into the projects and into the hoods. Cause they not going up there to Beechwood or Pepper Pike or Chagrin. They're not going over there. They're gonna come to East Cleveland, Huff, down the way, Harb. That's where they're gonna roll at, man. They're gonna roll on you Israelites and they're gonna cut you off. They're gonna block off all roads and bridges, okay? Key access points, because there's certain parts in every major city of America where you have food deserts, okay? Meaning the food that's in those neighborhoods or in those cities is low quality food, processed food, and that's it. Corner store food, dollar store food. There's no Whole Foods, there's no Myers, there's no Heinen's and none of that shit. And you so-called niggas like some of the Native Americans' neighborhoods, man. And that's strategic for the day of the Lord, for Jacob's trouble. It said everything this devil do, he has a military mind. He don't have when he set up his societies, he don't set it up to look nice and look pretty. He set it up to worship his God, number one, and to be military ready.
To keep you vulnerable, because it says that Esau was a cunning hunter, man. So this is what he does, man. He lays these snares privily, to keep you blinded, so that way when that day comes, he's gonna come on you unawares, man. You got it,
Only to those who are not watching.
Yep.
Well, the elect, man, he's not gonna come to the elect, the ones who are paying attention and occupying in prophecy. He's not gonna come to you as a thief, as a linebacker trucking your ass, And he gonna come as a thief to those who is not in this truth, occupied constantly, man.
The second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So that's it, man. People gonna be getting cast out of their houses. I believe it's Acts 18:1. Either Acts 8, yeah, because Apostle Paul was casting people out. They was casting people out of their houses back then. Because of what? Because of the faith.
I believe that was I think it was Claudius, the Emperor Claudius. Why? Because it was an uprising. Yeah, because it was an uprising coming from all these camps out there, man. See, the same thing that was going on back then is going on right now. This is why it's going to be a sedition. Sedition means an uprising, man. And it's starting here first spiritually through the men of the Lord, man. We're not taking up arms. The only thing we're doing is prophesying, man. We're warning you that these things are going to come, man. And it's best for you to take heed.
Hey, every time a nation falls, the Lord sent the prophets out to let them know that they're gonna fall right before it happens, man.
Pull
And
it
it's the
down.
same thing. We're just telling them that their death is coming, man. You know? That's a beautiful thing, man, to actually be in this truth and to see the things to come. You know? You gotta keep that vision, man. You know, so you can actually you know, get aboard these chariots that come, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother, you got it.
Got that Isaiah 24:10.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse 10. It says, "The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in." Like,
Right.
go ahead, bro. Well, like the brother was put out that beautiful precept in 2nd Ezra, Esau gonna be, just like they doing in Australia. I was reading up. Yeah, they were snatching babies, like snatching children from the parents, like no give a fuck. That's how Esau really gonna show his horns. But like we just read again, I'm reading it again. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, and it's gonna get to the point to where we gonna start nailing them houses up. If you ain't, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't taking the seed here, if you ain't complying with his will, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be locked out of society.
And that's how you know it's talking about the Babylon, because it goes into the city of confusion. You know, and Babylon means what? Confusion, man. You know, you got it.
And not only do you have to deal with the UN troops, you got to deal with these small militias that's gonna click up, man. That's out there in the backwoods, you know, having like military operation practice, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know what's going on. With the movie, you know, the dude said when they was trying to heal the dude's son, he said, "Hey man, you gotta read past page 1 of the newspaper, man." You know what I'm saying? And spiritually, I was gonna do a lesson on it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a spirit that it came out. You know, spiritually, that's actually open up the book and read, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Jake only gets the surface level of the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of reading
Not
past
even the
page
surface
1,
level.
yeah, kind.
They don't, you know, I get what you're saying, though, you know what I'm saying? But they don't even, the surface level that they got is not even true. They think all nations commit, that's their surface level. John 3:16, you know what I'm saying? It stops and ends there. John 3:16, what else do they say? Lord know my heart, you know what I'm saying?
What about the Gentiles? Apostle Paul.
That's funny that y'all speaking on that, because I was just saying something earlier similar. You know, you'll have Jake thinking that it's evil to kill. You know what I mean? But when you read the scriptures, it's a righteous way to everything. Like it's a wicked way to it. Like the Lord, how is it evil to kill when the Lord told them to go in the land and kill? You know what I mean? So you know, it's just like you said. I get what you're saying as well, but like Jake don't really understand. For real. Jake ain't gonna be ready for when this shit.
My people who have not considered.
The doctrines I talk about, the fear of me, I talk about the precepts of me. You know, they following about what man taught them, not what his truth really is about. You know.
That's why you say to seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, man. You got, you know, you say you got to go past the first page, man. Spiritually, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to eat the whole road. You know what I'm saying? In order to understand what's going on, you know. But was there any more than I said?
Back to Jeremiah.
Say every house is shut up and no man may come in. Right? That's already taking place. I see one house shut up right over there. You got the foreclosures, business closing down. You know, and then that day people gonna be barricading themselves in their houses. So you ain't gonna be able to just run up in anybody's house, man.
Let me think of
But it's gonna happen.
Let me think of Ecclesiastes 12 about the grinder ceasing. And me and the brother, when he literally was in the car, he was talking about how he seen an article on the news break talking about next year millions of people gonna lose their job. And then it popped up on my phone. So you know what I mean? So it's spiritual, because like I said, you got a multitude of things about to take place. You know what I mean? Not just these businesses closing. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm personal testimony, I'm dealing with unemployment, right? Like you can't even get through to them. So if a million people lose their jobs, you really think they're gonna be able to fund everybody run into unemployment? It's a fact. You got it.
That's why they be so stingy with the unemployment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How they be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they already know the economy is going. When the economy go down, everything else go down. That's why they decriminalizing marijuana, because they gotta. It's not about you getting what you want. It's about them not having enough cops to handle these harsher crimes that's going on. They can't worried about this petty shit no more. They gotta chase killers and bitches getting thrown in rivers and all type of stuff.
Not just that, they can tax them.
Right.
So that's the way
they figure out a way to make money. Yeah, you know, everything's about money with this devil and his future endeavors. Keep going.
All right, this is book Isaiah 24, verse 10 again. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
The word confusion is Babal, right? Which means where you get Babylon from. This the only place in the world where you don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 11, it says, there.
Confused, like scratching your head when you see.
But you had read that in Job, where light is as darkness, man.
Right.
You know, that's confused. That's major confusion right there. You know, but you got it.
It says there is a crying for wine in the streets.
That's what you saw in the movie.
Yep.
They wanted information. The second step was misinformation. That's why the Lord said they're going to be a crying for wine in the streets. There were 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. And the foolish went to them that were wise saying, give us information, give us the truth. It's too late for give you the truth.
That's the spirit too, because you're going into, we was just speaking on propaganda.
Right.
I mean, propaganda is in a form of misinformation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
So you think they're not going to do it in time of war?
that's a tactic of war.
Come.
You know what I mean? You got it.
Hey, that famine of the word coming, man.
Yep.
You know, hey, they're gonna cry for that true wine. You know, that's gonna set them free. That's gonna bring them peace in that chaotic time. You know.
Right. And there was a spirit that the elders had us stop saying that phrase because you see the phrase was in the movie.
Yep.
They put that very same phrase that the elder told us to stop using, 6 months, however long ago it was. They put that very phrase in the movie, man.
Wow.
Dealing with, you saw the scene with the flyers, they came down, you know what I'm saying? And then the teen, he said, I recognize that from the video game. That means ETA, you know?
Y'all spoiling it. I don't even watch it.
Yeah. Like Pastor said, you should have been watching it. He said, yeah, I'm spoiling it because you should have been watching it. Go ahead. Keep going.
It says there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the city, the mirth of the land is gone.
They say all joy is dark and the mirth of the land is gone. Right? You see that when you see these movies like The Road and I Am Legend and the so-called apocalyptic movies, okay, where they show the end of the society, which that's what it means in Matthew 24 when it says the end of the world, meaning the end of this extension of the Roman society, man. All the Roman philosophies and ideologies are still pushed here. That's the image of the beast.
That's why Yahweh said that those that laugh now shall cry later. You know what I'm saying? Because with that laughing, we're supposed to be in a house of mourning instead of a house of mirth. You know, and this place is mourning, man. You know, so we got to make sure that we have the right mindset for the times to come, man. Because it's gonna be a time like unlike any other, man. You know.
You made me think of something because when you go into like ancient Rome, like it's the same concept though. Like when ancient Rome was failing, you still had the Colosseum games going and the gladiator games.
The bread and circus.
Right, the bread and circus is still going, and it's gonna be the same. You know, Cat Williams made a joke about that shit. He said BET is so. He said basically when the world could be ending and they still be playing motherfucking rap, and the nigga gonna be watching that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, they showed you that in the Purge. They had a Purge party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's Jake mindset.
Yeah, because the thing is, you have people that's homeless by choice. Meaning they could get a house, they could get a car, they could get out that situation, but they rather live at a low base estate. And you have a large portion of people in this society that's going to be willing to do that, man. That's why the society going to crumble, but you're going to have certain people that's just going to be like, no, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be unfazed by this shit. They're going to be like, well, this is new life now. Until the missiles start flying.
Well, that's what brother was talking about, voluntary hardship. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like you got some homeless people that's willingly homeless because, really they know what's coming, man. And they're already preparing themselves. You know? Yep.
Hey, that's crazy. They're going to have the experience, the ups on a lot of people. They're going to know, you know what I'm saying, what certain key warm spots is and things like that. Because they doing it now, man.
Yep. And you had I know years ago you did a lesson about you had a series going about the edible herbs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Jay got to get on them edible herbs, man, because when you out here and you got to use that tiny technology to buy food, and you ain't about to do that, how you gonna survive, man? This is the time when the Lord is allowing you to get wisdom, man, and to get understanding about what's about to come down. You know, and like the elder said, man, because a lot of elders made movies about or lessons about this movie. Yo, this is Esau showing you what's about to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
and also if I can add, even if you don't know what herbs eat out in the woods, in the forest, wherever you may be, the Lord can stretch whatever you got. You see what I'm saying? Just like you did with Elijah.
yeah.
You can stretch that and make it last for months, maybe even weeks, man. Maybe weeks and months.
We can feed you, and that meal lasts you for days. You know? So, you know, when we're in the Lord's hand, man, there's nothing too hard for him, man. He's gonna make sure you eat, just like he's making sure you eat now, man.
So, well, Yahweh Shai, he fed the multitude with 5,000 with 2 fish.
A loaf.
Look, somebody grab it.
Yeah, God.
This is Isaiah 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Yeah, verse 11. Sorry, verse 11.
Yeah, God.
It say, Isaiah 65, verse 11. But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table
Yeah, God. That's you know, going into, you know, can you read again? Like
it says, verse 11. But ye are they that forsake Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
And so that's what's gonna happen when you forsake Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the time of your calamity. What's gonna happen? The Lord's gonna forsake you, man. You know, but through our trials and tribulations, and Lord willing, we're part of that number. You know, we're going through the hardship now, so that the Lord will have favor on us when all hell breaks loose, man. You know, having to lifting up that standard about to what's about to come.
Verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
Because what it saying? What's that? Jeremiah 15. That those that are numbered to the sword or for the sword, roughly paraphrasing, because you all had a chance to get it, even though it's up to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You all had a chance to hear it and make a choice, man.
Yeah,
you know?
But they didn't value information. They didn't value the truth right now. But in that day, the movie showed that they're gonna value the truth. They're gonna value somebody who actually has all the answers. Because everybody they was getting misinformation. They was confused. And like the dude said, that's what causes more chaos. You know what I'm saying? That's what causes the people to destroy themselves, so that the military and whoever is doing the coup can just come in and sweep in easy. You know?
And if I can say, and that's why it says in Hebrews, the 4th chapter, about the word did not profit them. Right. Because it wasn't mixed with phrase. See, they don't think that this word is going to profit them, because why? Because we're still in the green tree, man.
Right. Like I say in Wisdom Solomon 5, we encounter his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the saints of the Heavenly Father? You see? But the thing is, they're going to know that what we were saying is true. The large majority of people are going to know that the Hebrew Israelites was correct. You know, but you're still going to have them dummies out there that's going to be lost, you know, still not knowing what the hell is going on. It says here in Isaiah 65, verse 12, therefore will I number you to the sword. What's the sword of the Most High? Psalm 17, verse 13, Esau, Edom. He's the sword of the Most High. The so-called white man is the whipping stick or the punishing tool of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, on you Israelites and on the whole world. You know, because he using so-called white man to afflict the world, man, to afflict the planet. That's why I say that when this so-called white man is laid down, his power structure is laid down, the trees will rejoice and say, no feller has come up against us, okay? Because the so-called white man and his bugged out philosophies, he got something called deforestation. But then now he talking about saving the climate. Well, dickhead, you the same one that said, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he said trees don't.
Arguments.
Right.
Both sides of the argument. He the damn devil, man.
Right.
You talk about speaking with a cleft tongue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
On one side is as oh, save the trees. You got them out there hugging trees and shit. But it's the same people coming to cut.
Yeah, you know why? Because he can make money off of that problem. Problem needs solution, but solution costs money. If I create more problems and I'm swooping in for the solution, I just need funding. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I got a precept. This Revelation 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Hey, and what is that beast? That's the revival of the Roman Empire, which is America, Babylon the Great, right? And the two horns like a lamb is the plebeians and the patricians, the political parties in the ancient time. You know what I'm saying? But now you can it's really two sides of the same coin.
Well, really that verse is talking about now, because like you said, it's talking about America. The beast is America. So the two horns is the Democrats and the Republicans. But like the brother said, the Democrats and Republicans, that mirrors, or that's an image of the plebeians and patricians. Because everything the system does, it images or mirrors, images of something that mirrors something else. It images the ancient Roman Empire, from the entertainment, going back to the gladiators, like the brother mentioned, the Colosseums, from the medicals, all the doctors, they take a Roman vow or whatever. I forget what it's called. Dealing with the was going into it, the stab with the snake, and then take the vial. That goes back to Rome. Then you got Roman numerology. Yeah, Asclepius. Asclepius.
They said that Dracon spoke as a dragon goes into the draconian laws, man.
Right.
You know, and what made this beast so diverse from all the other beasts was this, right? Setting up the different parties, because it was ran as a kingdomship or ran by a king or a monarch, right before this beast came in with its diversity, right? So that's what separates it, man. You know, from these other beasts, man.
Where they every so often they come together and they vote for one leader. They call it democracy. But when you break down the word democracy, demo, go back to demon, and crazy meaning rule. A demonic rule. You know, that's what democracy is.
They said we are the principalities, right? You go into that word. We serve spiritual wickedness in high places. What's that precept?
Ephesians 6:12.
Yeah, because you go into that word principalities that's in that verse, it's actually going into demons. You know, so exactly. So that's who's ruling the democracy right now. The brother broke down the word, and in that precept, I forgot where it's at.
I got that.
Ephesians 6:12.
It's Ephesians 6 verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
See, you see people out here, right, flesh and blood, but this is not what we're going against. You're not going against the actual body of these people. You're going against their spirit within them. Go ahead, brother.
It says, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
That's what we're going against, man, with this word. We're going against actual demons, man. Yeah. You know, that's set up on the left-hand side, you know, by the Lord. You know, to rule right now. We're going against them. It's like the Lord set up this whole battle. You know, and on the left-hand side, you got the principalities, the spiritual wickedness. Right on the right-hand side, you got the elect, man. You know what I'm saying? That's willing.
That spirit is in my notes. I put spiritual war. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. It's a spiritual war. But the angels of the Lord encamp round about the men of the Lord. It says, it says, and against against spiritual wickedness in high places. Mm-hmm. Then it says, on my Bible, it says, or heavenly places. So, like the brother said, there are spirits that you cannot see that are present, that are moving the physical pieces in the earth. Okay, so when you see physical pieces move, you know that it's spirits that's doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Anything that happens, you might see a video of somebody dying a tragic death, and you be like, damn, you can almost see the angel. You know what I'm saying? Like you know there was a spiritual presence there that caused that thing to happen, because that's how the Heavenly Father operates.
Hey, like the video I believe Gosh put in the chat with the dude had the Ukrainian dude,
right?
With the bombs, he just stood there like.
Yeah, that was a Ukrainian. That was a Ukrainian government meeting. I don't know if it was a local government or a major government, but that was a Ukrainian government meeting.
If I can add, like you said, in some spiritual bodies, an individual, I can see him throwing it in there and running out the room.
Right. He blocked it.
He stood in front of the door.
Right.
So that was a spirit on him. You know?
Yeah. He said, man, I don't even want to live anymore with this shit. And I don't want you motherfuckers to, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like y'all don't want to follow my plan or what I think should go down, or how we should get out of this situation, this war. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm gonna take y'all all out with me, so y'all don't execute y'all plan either. Cause I don't, like that's he like a patriotic. It could have been, I don't know what his background is. He could have been a full Russian. We don't even know. But the meeting was a Ukrainian government meeting. and he went in there and he blew them niggas up.
Well, you're gonna have things like that happening in America real soon.
Right.
You sent the video that got Steve Ram.
Okay.
He was talking about how there's plenty of sleeper cells groups, Muslims to be exact, Ishmael, and all those that join with that religion. They're joining together. The Dragons of Arabia, they're gonna do sleeper cells attacks here, man. It's just like on the movie Sicario.
Sure.
I think they was at the grocery store. Motherfucker walked in, had C4 strapped to his chest, blew up everybody that was in there, man. That's gonna come to Case Western Reserve. It's gonna go to South Euclid, Beechwood Mall, wherever you at, man. And we know that. Okay, and that's why we don't
come to America.
Yeah, come
to America.
Come.
We don't know exact location, but the Lord's gonna have them type of judgments, like the brother said, because the thing is, you read it, the city of confusion is gonna be broken down. Get second Ezra 15 real quick.
And we ain't gonna do none of that, man. Hey, we ain't gonna participate in none of that, man.
Yeah, because we breaking down the structures with this word.
Exactly.
We don't need no.
Just talking about.
We don't need no carnal things. This word is what removes bricks, man.
Right. Just that. I mean, in a world full of lies, truth is the most powerful weapon it is.
The Lord said that. Yahushua was the first person that really said and proclaimed that.
Yeah.
He said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, nation of Israel didn't know the truth, and the world didn't know the truth. The world didn't even know the mystery of iniquity. But now the mystery of iniquity is being revealed, and that's the truth. And the gospel of Yahushua, the salvation for the nation of Israel, that's all the truth. And that's what's, like Brother said, tearing down this society, man.
Yeah.
Pulling down Esau's world.
Got 2nd Ezra 15.
Yeah.
Kind of 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Then you got militia groups, Esau. You got these UN troops coming in through the Mexican border. Okay, you got hundreds of thousands of people coming in this country, so-called illegally. That's all. Those are just more mouths to feed. It's like you got a house, right? And you let the brothers stay at your house, of course. But then outsiders start to ask, "Hey, can I come in the house?" "Oh yeah, you can come too." "Hey, can I come in the house?" "Oh yeah, you can come too." "Let me go spend some money and buy you all food, clothes, and all these things to house you and all of that." But then that's taken away from the people who really originally in the house and have rights to the house. You see? So we already know, according to scripture, that it's going to be a famine, which means extreme scarcity of food. Don't mean it's going to be no food, but it means it's going to be less food. If it's less food and more people, what the fuck do you think going to be going down? That's what the scripture is prophesying. That's how we're viewing the signs and telling you that the prophecies is coming to pass.
Also, it's a lack of access to food.
Right.
So like you said, they're gonna basically cut off certain areas. Like you already seeing that. That's why, like you said, most majority of these businesses being built closer to downtown, and then they pushing Jake, all the project boys and all them, they pushing them out towards like Euclid and areas out there. So when this shit go all bad, they
section off. Section off the bridges, section off all the places that connect to downtown.
Because redlining wasn't good enough. They need to isolate, like the movie said. Go ahead.
It says, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
Right. You go in there with 3 grenades and you blow up your princes. You obviously have no regard for the kings and the princes, man. And how did you get grenades into that building?
Right.
They didn't have metal detectors. You just walked in.
So either he was a high up status or somebody was in on that shit.
Right. He must have been a trusted official. You know what I'm saying? But it says sedition, and that movie was not made, but executive produced by Michelle and Barack Obama. So here it is. You got the former president of the United States of America and his wife making a movie about the destabilization of the United States of America.
And if I could say, it's directed by a man named Sam Esmail, and he also directed a series called Mr. Robot. Now, if you brothers watch Mr. Robot, that's one of my favorite shows. But it's about a group of computer hackers overthrowing the government and throwing everything into chaos and anarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
That's spiritual because you just said I didn't just taught me something. Because in that movie showed you the hacking.
Right.
And
That
the
was
very
the
next
key
day,
points.
like I said, and then you talking about this guy actually had another series about hacking. So like, yeah, that's deep.
And
And, now
that's-
all this hacking going on.
yeah.
And that's the pros and cons of this technology. The Heavenly Father said, knowledge shall be increased. In Daniel the 12th chapter, technology has been increased, but what comes with that is you're more dependent on that technology.
No, finish what you
You just more dependent on that technology. So now when they take it away, your whole life was leaning on that technology.
And that's spiritual, what you just said, because that go coincide. Because everybody's talking about how stupid the ending was. I watched
Right.
parts of it, but pay attention to what she did. She was happy to have that little
Right.
shit, the technology.
That little entertainment
Yeah, right.
at the end of the movie. She was suffice with that.
Right.
But even like they were showing you spiritual things. They were showing you what's gonna be happening without showing you.
Right.
Like you saw the Edomite was masturbating to the Eve, and that day they ain't gonna be masturbating. They just gonna go get her.
They ain't taking it.
You're gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Then you saw the Edomite chick. She was pushing up on the Jake. You know what I'm saying? All time, it's gonna be adultery going on that day. It's gonna be all. You think that sin is gonna stop?
Well, you made a point that that he saw her, and he ain't gonna just be playing with himself. He's gonna go at because why? Because they're not gonna regard their kings or princes, man. All these police officers, they gonna be trying to save their own selves, man. Their own family.
And they show you
saw
that
that.
in movies.
Right.
They show you that like in the World War Z.
Right.
Remember that part where he run into the grocery store to get the shit for his kid?
Right.
And the policeman, no, I think he shot somebody. And he thinking the police about to come take him to jail, and the police come grab some shit for his arm.
And looked at him and took off.
Right.
And that's in a food desert. Like you said, they grabbing snacks and shit like that. Because if you don't have no electricity, like you said, y'all depend on this technology, and Esau is gonna take it away. Can you get a second Ezra 9 and 8 or 7? You keep going on when you because it say they're gonna be in a pitiful case.
Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right, good, right. They're gonna block off strategical points in the cities. If there's a hardware warehouse or a food warehouse, like I don't know where some food brothers who might have worked at one. Sam, look, you got truck right there, Samson Produce. If there's a Samson Produce warehouse in Macedonia, they're gonna cut off access to that. They're gonna guard that like it's a military base, man. Cause food is gonna be the highest commodity.
It's gonna be worth more than gold.
Right.
Hey, you seen that a couple years ago in so-called Africa, where they had something going on, some type of famine, but they had all the food in a warehouse. I believe it was like bags of rice or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas was
They raided that bitch.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna come to Babylon the Great, man.
Read verse 19
Yep.
since you said that. Or just keep reading down to 19.
Kind. Verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Now, the word pride became famous in what country? You know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna act like this not talking about this whore.
Shit, ain't that one of they sayings?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Proud, yeah.
The Marine. You see how I started and they finished it because it's known. Okay, you're infamous for that.
You know, if I may, pride is going to be the downfall of a lot because in that time, instead of choosing humility and share food, they're going to be taking it, right? It's going to be people who got enough and still take, right? Their pride is going to consume them to the point where people are going to be dying and fighting in a field full of dandelions, right? They fighting over a steak in a field full of dandelions. That's food for everybody, right? But they fighting over that steak. That's the times it's going to come upon the earth, man.
The elder Barack Olive made a joke about that because he was like, he's showing you how he said they're gonna be fighting in the grocery store and take the can of old ass beans and bash you in the head with the bitches and then try to go eat them and die. Off them old ass beans, you know what I mean?
Off of the pestilence, because if you don't have electricity, you don't have refrigeration. See, everything is dependent on this technology, man. That's why he gonna take it away. It seems we don't know exactly how it's gonna play out. But it only makes sense for him to take it away and then give it back with the MOTP.
Right.
Because that's how you're going to eat. That's how you're going to get everything, man, by actually taking that, or you're going to be ostracized.
Right. That's spiritual, how you just said it, because I remember when the elder did that video on that, he called her sister. Remember, she had a vision. And she was like, she had a vision where basically they're gonna lock everybody down, and when she was like, just get right while you in that moment of being locked down, because when they open everything back up, it's gonna come with a price. And that make all the sense. It's like literally, like I said, they need you in a state of desperation.
Yeah,
That's it. That's what.
Yeah.
That's all the brother got second tonight. We can read that real quick. Yeah, good for finish that.
It says 2 Esdras 9:9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways.
Going into who? The 2/3. You know, you got it, brother.
And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
The torments that's coming, what? Jacob's trouble is coming. You know, the Lord gonna deliver the elect from it, right? But 2/3 gonna suffer. You know, you got destruction coming, famine coming. All of this is coming to actually change this place. It's a beautiful thing that is happening, right? But the world gonna look at it as something that's bad. You know, that's not supposed to happen. But this is the Lord breaking Esau's yoke up off our necks, man. You know, so it's beautiful that we got to go through these trying times so that way we can get to the kingdom, man.
And that goes back to one of the first thoughts that we were saying, like we're not of the world. So when the world go down, we're not gonna be boo-hooing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be rejoicing. You know, we're gonna be praising, call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai when this kingdom goes down.
Because if you would have kept going on that Isaiah 65, it tells you that. You know what I'm saying? Where that we will have joy, roughly paraphrasing.
Right.
You know, while the world be in sorrow. You know what I mean?
That's what Yahushua said.
The scripture say, "Blessed is he that liveth to see the downfall of his enemies," and that's what we living through. We living through. You know what I'm saying?
Transition to power.
The transition to power, like 2 Esdras 6 and 9. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that, like the prophets back in the day would love to. Actually, we're here. We that number. You know, we actually being able to see what we written down. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the Lord told Daniel 12.
That's very. I was thinking.
Brother, want to get the last verse real quick, because the Lord told Daniel that He's gonna come back and stand in His lot in the end days. So, and to tell you in 1 Corinthians 14 that the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophets.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and verse 13. But go thou thy way to the end be.
Till the end be. Go thou thy way till the end be. Go ahead.
For thou shalt rest.
Meaning, go ahead, break it down.
When you sleep or when you die, you know what I'm saying? You say you're going to rest. It says, and stand in thy lot at the end of the days, but you're going to come back in the end of the days and prophesy, you know?
Right. In the regeneration.
Yep. Yeah. And when you read Revelation 10, the Lord told John the Revelator the same thing.
Yep.
He said, thou must prophesy again. Go ahead,
I got something just based on what the brother said, because he was basically saying how, you know, Lester, because we witnessing it. Like you said, you have many men that went and did the work in the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but they didn't get a chance to see, you know, promise. Right.
Yeah.
This book of Matthew, chapter 13, I'm going to start at verse 16, point 17. It reads, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Because it's an actual gift that you got this, man. That the Lord has imputed into every last one of us a measurement of faith, you know? And that's a beautiful thing that you can see this, that you can utilize your faith in this thing, man. You know? Because everybody don't get this. You know, they still stuck in the world. Imagine when the Lord sideswiped you. You was out there in the world and shit. Yeah. And then it was like you got hit by a truck, man. You know, when this truth came and shined light in your life, man. And then you like, this is it. But everybody can't get that experience, you know?
And you know why? Because I mean, I can speak for myself, but we felt a sense of power. Mm-hmm. It felt like a sense of energy. Like, it was like an energy, it was like a force that, like, whoa.
Brought you back to life,
like
the EKG monitor.
Yeah, whenever you thinking about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, or at that time, the truth, you know, so we just knew it was the truth, I'm in the truth. You know what I'm saying? It was like an energy force, you know what I'm saying? You like, man, I just want to do that all the time.
Yeah. The coldest part about it is, like I said, like you got devils like Vocab Malone trying to shake up our faith. Like, you cannot tell me that this ain't the truth. You want to know why I know this is the truth? Because everything that's coming out right now, me and his brother was just talking about in the car. Verse 17, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those.
Meaning him now.
Yeah. The scripture said we see through a glass dark, and they weren't able to understand what they were seeing, but now we can see.
But now we see more perfectly.
Yeah.
We're gonna see perfectly when Yahushua come back. When Yahushua make his appearance.
Who knows? Daniel is probably breaking down Daniel somewhere on this earth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
That's exactly what we're saying. He definitely is. You know, now the only reason why he wouldn't be is if he was in the spirit world. You know, if he on the earth, he's doing the work of the Lord. So.
It says, to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. So the point being, like the brother said, we are seeing these things now, and that is a blessing. You know what I mean? Like the scriptures say. You know, what was that? Sirach talks about the man seeing the fall of his enemies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the joy of of having your children or the fall of your enemies.
I got a quick one.
We don't get the joy of our children here because they with the institution for 8 hours every damn day. You know, but one thing we are about to get is to see the downfall of our enemies.
And that's
Then
better than anything.
Right. And then we gonna get the joy of our children in the kingdom.
Yep.
This is quick. This is Hebrews 11 and verse 13.
Man, but Slocky, that's how our forefathers was so great. Can you imagine being with your sons or your daughters even, all day? How sharp they would be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
How on
yeah.
point they would be. You know what I'm saying? Man, that'd be a force in the society through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. That's why they had to. Going back to the movie, first step, isolation. They isolated the child from the mother. They did that in the 60s. Going back to women's liberation. Then they that's what it was. Women's rights, women's liberation. Put the women in the workforce. Then you could pay the man less because now you got to pay women, so you can pay the man and the woman less. Make it seem like you got two. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of paying the man enough for
sustain his whole house.
sustain his whole house. Now you pay the man half and the woman half to sustain.
Right, but the thing is,
so you can tax them both.
Right, and that's the whole point. Like you goofy ass, this silly ass women, because women don't really want to work.
No.
The fuck, but yet still you done fell for the programming. He telling you like basically this is for your empowerment and you put you on a level and you equal to. And then like so we just making fun of the Clarissa Shields or whatever the fuck she thinking she equal to, seeing that she ain't equal to. You know what I mean?
Feel that hook.
Right, but the point is, all he did that to do is to motherfucking right. He hit her hard as motherfucker.
He didn't hold back at all. You can tell when another man holding back.
Anyhow, but basically just to tax her. That was the whole point. You know what I mean?
To tax the whole household and to tax the whole population. So now instead of just taxing the population of men, you can go back and watch the interview between Aaron Russo and Alex Jones, if it's still on YouTube. And he asked Aaron Russo, what do you think women's liberation was about? He said about women's rights, equality. He said you're a dumbass. He said it was about taxing the whole population instead of half of the population and isolating the children out of the home and into the institutions.
Right, to indoctrinate them.
That goes back into the. I'm slacking.
No, you good.
No, but I'm saying that goes back into the Willie Lynch letter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So not only was this emphasized in the 60s, it was implemented. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 18. Yeah, exactly.
That's what he did was open up the book of the law and
Yep,
seen in the curses. So he's not no big time, you know what I'm saying? No, he just looked in the curses over in Deuteronomy 28 and seen what was against us and wrote it in his speech. You can see it. Go ahead.
So talking about they accomplished a diligent search.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they knew how to throw us off right here. You know what I'm saying? But just like we was going into, you know, the prophets prophesied these things, man. You know what I'm saying? And now they're back in their lot, speaking these things again, man. You know? But just real quick, this is Hebrews 11 and 13. It says, because we were talking about the man of the Lord, you know, doing things in the past and they coming back now. Hebrews 11 and 13 says, all these died in faith, having not received the promises, but having seen them afar off.
Right. What's the promise? The promise, we didn't even know the whole promise until Yahushua came on the scene. The whole promise is salvation for the nation of Israel and everlasting life. Okay? None of our forefathers received everlasting life. That's what it means they didn't receive the promise. They didn't receive the kingdom of heaven. They knew about it. They had faith in it. They knew about the power. And they had faith in the power, but they didn't receive it.
That's what I mean when they said they seen it afar off. They had the vision. You know, they still got the vision. like we do right now today. Lord willing, we're part of that number. You see the vision when it's closer than when it was in that time. You know,
Right.
It says that the Lord does not forget about your works and labor of love. So even men back in the day, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna get cast off and forgot about, man.
Yeah, I
You
got
know what I'm
you.
saying? I'm gonna finish this out real quick. It says, and were persuaded of them and embraced them and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims in the earth. You know what I'm saying? So these men are back now telling the Israelites, hey man, we this ain't our rest, man. You know what I'm saying? And what to do to get up out of here, man. You know? But you got it, right?
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
And that's what it is, because now the works follow the ones that died in Yahweh Shai, man.
Daniel's works follow him.
Uh-huh.
That's why when the Lord told him he was going to come back and stand in his lot, look, you're going to have to finish the work. Don't think you got a new life, you retired. No, new life, same work.
Right, you got to still fight for that crown.
Yeah.
because
What
it's
the
the
scripture
same.
says, that's like it, bro. You got it.
It's the same spirit. You know, the abode, the body might change, but it's the same spirit, man.
That's right.
You know, and the Lord created your spirit or Daniel's spirit or our spirit to continuously do this, no matter how many times we regenerate.
Hey, that's
You know?
that's spiritual. That's heavy because, you know, we say we're so how many every years old, but really we're as old as when Yahweh Shai created us, man.
In
know
the
what I'm saying?
beginning.
And right, we're as old as the beginning. Our spirit is that old. The Lord's been purging our spirits for that long.
That's right. And it's a statement that brothers make. To basically back up what you just said, because literally you have to have a particular type of spirit to even do this.
Yep.
Everybody ain't gonna. You got men. It show you that when you got men that come in and then fall out. Everybody can't do that.
Or just come around, but never commit.
Yeah, man. Well, the scripture says that in Ecclesiastes that the laborer is worthy of his reward. You know what I'm saying? So we're in this labor of love. You know what I'm saying? For first off to exalt Yahweh Shai for him to have mercy on us. You know what I'm saying? But we the scripture say that we not only labor, we labor for those that seek wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Which is the elect. You know what I mean?
You got one, Asher?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach 27 and verse 9. The birds will resort unto their like, so will truth return unto them that practice in her.
Birds of a feather flock together, right? So the birds gonna fly to their like, right? The eagles gonna fly with eagles if they, because eagles like to be solitary, But the point is, the spirits are gonna come back to, the bodies. How can I say this? The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. That's the point, without adding my own words to it, man. If you was in this thing from the beginning to dwelling in the spirit, then you're gonna be here now,
Because it's all about balance. The Lord said, what is it? Proverbs 11 and 1.
A false balance.
Balance is
A false balance is an
is
abomination.
So you're going to have good and you're going to have evil. The scriptures literally say that, man. And 2/3 of our people are evil, man. And this is why the Lord is about to do away with them. The time of judgment is coming, man.
But Bashar, can you read that one more time?
This is the book of Sirach 27 and 9. The birds will resort unto their likeness, so will truth return unto them that practice in her.
That's it. You got to practice it. You got to rehearse this. And not only have you been doing this in this time, you've been doing this from the beginning, like we brought out. This is not something that's make believe or a coincidence.
If I can say real quick too, that's why sometimes you have a connection with brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because your spirits have been mingled with these same brothers in previous incarnations, man.
Right.
Incarnations.
And we had many incarnations, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you think that we never crossed paths? And any of them lifetimes? Come on, that don't even make sense.
And all these captivities that we've been in, the Lord has sent his prophets before that downfall of that kingdom.
There was some prophets that was contemporaries.
God, I was just looking
Oh, God, that's spirit. Yeah, they was meaning they lived during around the same time. They worked closely to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Also show you how the word of the Lord is gonna go up. So like you said, when Elijah thought he was the only prophet, and you still had 7,000 men. So like literally,
woo, that's cold.
So the Lord gonna get the word out regardless.
Right. Yeah, right. That's remind me of Revelation 6, because it says, even in a time of great famine and inflation, see thou hurt not the oil in the wine.
Mm-hmm.
And so the truth is still gonna prevail. The brothers that's in the truth is still gonna flourish. Okay, even the ones that's gonna be martyred, they're gonna flourish in martyrdom. Okay, because they gonna have the spirit to do it.
They're gonna get their crown immediately.
Right.
You see, like that's the thing, and through the spirit, you know, through adrenaline, you might not even feel it. You know, so you're gonna go through it, you know, and actually do what's fulfill the Lord and get your crown, man. Imagine that. You know, because those who be persecuted for the Lord and be beheaded, hey man, well done, man. You know, you got your crown. The other ones that's on the earth, they still suffering. You know, because death is peaceable to some. You know, it's sleep, it's rest from this affliction, you know, from all the running and all the ducking Esau Edom, you know, being ostracized from the society. That's hell. You know?
Apostle Paul talked about that. He said that, you know, that he would rather be in the spirit world with Yahweh Shai, but it's you know, but it must needs be to be here, you know, teaching the word, man. You know what I'm saying? What's it say? To die is the game, you know? What you got, man?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 50. It says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh.
Hey, these bodies gonna drop in the fire, man. These bodies can't get in the chariot. These bodies that we in now, they gotta go, man. You know, we gotta get new bodies, man, where we will never go off. This shit gotta burn.
And them bodies is gonna be partly celestial, partly terrestrial. Because we're gonna be able to do certain earthly things.
Like celestial, terrestrial.
Right. Like have children. The angels in heaven don't have children, but we're gonna be, as it says in Zechariah, as the angels of God. But we still gonna have children though. Many prophecies on that about the Israelites having children in the kingdom of heaven. So go ahead, the Lord gonna do what He want with us.
Right, and we gonna have children during that 1,000-year reign.
Hell yeah.
Because you know, IUIC likes to say, you know, 2/3 they just gonna burn in hell forever. It's folly, man.
Well, 2/3 gonna come back, like you said, during that 1,000-year reign, as the children of the ones that's the elect, the ones that's saved.
And then it's the spirit, because that's when they're gonna be right.
Right. And that's not hard to understand. All you gotta do is read Ezekiel 36 chapter. It said they shall loathe themselves when they look back at their sins and their abominations.
Well, the scriptures say truth shall resort into their likeness.
Right. Yeah.
Because IUIC believes in only one wife. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the doctrine says that we're going to have many wives, man. That's how we're going to be able to repopulate the earth quickly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We also had many wives.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about, I can see if, okay, we never did it in the past, but then the Lord going to make a new thing, and in the kingdom, we're going to have a bunch of wives. That's a part, it's been a part of our heritage. That's how the 12 tribes came about. Jacob had 4 wives. 2 of them was concubines, heathens. So what do you got to say about that?
That shows you
pick and choose.
It shows you they following a program. That's what Esau Edom push, man.
Yep.
You know why? To limit the population of the Israelites. That's all it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's what they want to do, to keep the number, keep us in check. Because we grow like the sands of the sea, man.
And that show you also how he's compromised.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because like I said, if you ain't bringing up the full truth,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Then you compromise. That's all I got.
This man tells you to go down to the courthouse and get documents on your marriage.
Yeah.
You know,
He actually just did a video on Instagram. He was talking about how the other churches are corrupt because you got to get it was an old video too, probably before he did it, how you got to teach that Jesus is white. Certain things in Christian doctrine, you got to teach that to get government funded aids, get your own churches and stuff. Where is he at now?
He took the same deal, we believe. Can't prove it, but
faith.
Right. It was a name change.
Yeah,
You know, that's what proves it.
Right.
You changed your name. You was teaching in one doctrine, teaching in one name, and then when you got that bag, you had to go revert back to Jesus Christ because they told you to.
Right.
You know?
Jesus Christ, that's the bag name.
Exactly.
Yep,
That's the
yep,
bag.
yep.
If you want that 501c, that money that's given to all these different churches, you got to be preaching Jesus, man. You know? That's it.
Or Edomites can make it.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
This is I was holding this. This is the book of James, chapter 5, and verse I'll start at verse 3. It says, "Your gold and silver." Okay, I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten."
let's talk about these top international banking families, okay, who set up their society based upon debt, based upon fraud, scamming, swindling, money laundering, you know, thievery, enslavement. That's what their kingdom is based upon. That's why their riches are corrupt. And a part of that, the main vehicle that they use for their money system is the U.S. dollar, and that dollar is a debt-based note. It's not worth nothing, and that was by design by them, because it's not about the present, it's about the end goal. That's how they operate. That's how you're supposed to operate, with prudence. Go ahead.
It says, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Because to tell you in Job 20 that every hand of the laborer shall come upon him. And the word laborer meaning the workers. Yep. Being the average wage slave. They're gonna, the money, the inflation, the debt, and the crash of the U.S. dollar is gonna be a witness against the people that's running things. Go ahead.
Right, and that reminds me
like on top of all the gold and gold and everything else they stole.
Kind of that reminds me of how the scripture said in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes also where it says, trust him not. Though it's iron wrestle, so it's his wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna work against them. People gonna see like, damn, he's not even helping us out, or the help that he is gonna be getting is gonna be for a selected few. And Esau is gonna be showing his horns because there's gonna be so many people that's left out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he is gonna try to help people out because he's gonna bring out that UBI on that C hill. Right? See, a lot of people in desperation they gonna take it, man. Right. You gotta put yourself in the mindset. I don't have nothing. I don't have a home. I don't have food. What are you gonna do, man? If you're not trusting the Lord, you're gonna take that C hit, man.
See,
by any means.
The majority of people, you talking crazy.
Right.
So that's why, like we've been saying, it takes the Lord has to call you into this. You're not gonna be crazy for this truth unless the Lord make you crazy. Because you gotta be a little bit crazy to, like the brother said, man. You gotta have a mindset to where you own nothing. You just pass it through. It say those evils be even as pilgrims on the earth. Can you get that second? I think it's 16 and something. You still have more, right?
Yeah. It says,
and like I said, that's the definition of insane. You know what I'm saying? Doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. This is what we're doing, man. We're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting change of Babylon the Great and the implementation of righteousness, man.
Right.
And
that word expect, like the Elder St. Benji in Chicago, he did the video. Hope means expectation. Yep. Confidence. Not confidence. Not sitting there not wondering if the Lord gonna do it or not. Hope means you have an expectation. Yep. We have hope. So when the destruction comes, that's why the Lord said, if a brother could get St. Luke 20:24 and 26, he said, when you see these things, look up. Why are they looking up? Because they have an expectation to get beamed up. They're expecting, if they don't get beamed up, they're gonna be crushed because they was expecting it.
And Paul said, I know there is a crown laid up.
Right. That's that confidence.
You gotta be fully persuaded in your own mind, man.
I got one.
You can't let the doubt come in and try to, get this truth about you. That's a damn demon, man.
Right. Wavering.
Yeah.
You don't want to be wavering.
Man, that thought come in your mind, man. Rebuke that with the spirit, man. And stay encouraged and stay enduring. See the vision. Hope for this, man. Don't let that doubt seek in and try to take you out, because that's what it want to do.
This is Luke 21 and verse 26. It says, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Right, meaning the structure, the society is going to be shaken, man. People are going to be having heart attacks, especially the keepers of the house. In the movie, they leave the world behind. The Jake, he was a keeper of the house. He was an accountant who had clients who was top military defense officials, who was, war, what do you call them when they sell weapons?
Warmongers.
Warmongers, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had top clients who was in government positions across the world. And in one scene, he said, one of his clients looked at him and said that he had to go to a meeting with the evil cabal that ruled the world. You know what I'm saying? But then he tried to make it like it was a joke, you know what I'm saying? But he was dead serious, okay? Because like we've been reading about, there's spiritual wickedness in high places, and the scriptures say that their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who know of us? Because in the dark, up in the Bohemian Grove, in the California forest, They up there having freaky dicky parties with masks on, sacrificing to Baal and Molech. That's what they do. Child sacrifice, all of that.
Hey, who see them? The prophets do.
Yep.
Exactly.
The elect do. Hey, they
The Spirit of the Lord.
God, the darkness, right? The darkness was their power. They was able to be in darkness and stay hidden. But now, since the prophets are out through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we shining that light and chasing them. Imagine that, like they trying to keep running in the darkness and we chasing their ass and showing the public, like, hey, look, just like what is it, Scooby-Doo? If I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Hey, that's the spirit. Because we are what? Kids, man. We children in this thing, man, you know? But we're meddling in this truth and exposing the wicked. Lifting off that mask, man.
I'm thinking
You know?
of like a you know, when somebody's fleeing the police and they got the helicopter with the spotlight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. Shining that light, man. What you got that up? Just to back you up, man.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
I'm thinking about the nigga John Williams. Hey, he gonna flip his shit, man. Peter Schiff, all these people who trust in they're buying gold and all these things, man. That shit ain't gonna matter, man. That shit is not gonna. And gold and food is gonna be worth more than gold.
Well,
Man.
those are the type of people who their heart is going to be failing them for fear, and because they trusted in that, and that very thing is going to be taken away. You keep going.
Because these people believe America is really gonna live for, is gonna be for here forever, man. Which is complete ignorance.
Yeah, that's Psalms 49 and 11. It said their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
That's a spirit, because like you said, at the end of the day, like people can't even really see that this bitch is dead. You know what I mean? I mean, it's dying. You know what I mean? But pretty much dead. You have people come here trying, you know, all those migrants and trying to get themselves together, thinking this is the land of opportunity. Them people, some of them people went back. You know, the fuck.
So that's what went back. They say every man shall return to his own people in Isaiah 13th chapter.
All
They're
these
going to
prophecies
flee this
jumping.
place. Right. I'm just quoting. Y'all speaking, I'm just quoting prophecy.
Right.
You know?
You got it.
Go ahead,
Luke 21 and verse 27. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
So in the midst of the chaos, like I say in Matthew 24, immediately after the tribulation of those days, in the midst of Jacob's trouble, the Son of Man going to appear. Matter of fact, can you get Daniel 12 1?
I got it.
In the midst of Jacob's trouble, that's when Yahweh Shai, midst of Jacob's trouble, World War III, complete chaos.
Us being pilgrims on the earth.
Right, us being pilgrims on the earth, in majority of places, that's how it's going to be going down. You're still going to have some places that's going to be civilized, but those places are going to be specific areas.
You want that, Daniel?
Yeah, kind of.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1, and it reads, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Right.
And there
Shai is a possessive pronoun.
Right. And Michael is Mayaka Allah. Mayaka Allah in the Hebrew, which means who is like God, who is like the power. You know? And that's talking about the archangel. That's not talking about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead,
And there shall be a time of trouble,
that's Jacob's trouble.
such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
You got people out here saying it was always trouble, it was always famine, it's always this. It's the same shit happening every day. Right? They scoffing that scripture. But it's gonna be a time that you've never seen before. Right? This time is gonna separate and be different from all the past times, man.
Right. Because it's gonna consume this, the whole world, man.
And like you said, people make that goofy statement, but like because you could think of the times like I forgot, like what was that one Chinese dictator
I know
it's
what
Mao.
you're referring to, where he killed a whole bunch of people.
Right. You had Stalin, that Russian. Like you had certain individuals that starved out their people, and that is not going to be compared to. And these was millions of people.
Right.
Says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
The people of the Lord is the Israelites, the elect of them. Not every Israelite is going to be delivered at this time, but the 1/3 and the 144,000, and that's what we're preaching to, because we already know the Heavenly Father already set the number that was numbered to the sword. We read that today. either numbered, meaning numbered to the sword, meaning they're gonna take that, they're gonna take that mark, or they just gonna be rejected of the Lord. Even if because you got people that's not gonna take the mark. That don't mean they're gonna be saved. If you're not in this truth, you don't know the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and that's why we going so hard on IUIC with the name, because nobody's getting on the chariot without the name. If Yahweh Shai came back today and every member of IUIC called on Most High Christ blessed, every member of IUIC would die. But like I said in my video, you're gonna turn around and say that we hate you for saying these things, but you're on the path of destruction. So who really hate who?
Hey, it's really love.
Exactly.
If you see it and actually take it as a rebuke, right? This is love, man. We trying to get your ass right before the Lord comes.
And the thing is, being that he in his position, he should know that.
Right.
Exactly.
You got that.
But
We believe he do.
but you had mentioned about written in the book that what is that? The book of life, man. The ones that have been written from the foundation of the other world, man.
Right.
You know?
You keep going.
Yeah, kind of. Luke 21 and verse 28, it says, and then when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
The elect gonna be looking up because they have hope. It say in Luke 18, shall he find faith on the earth? You know? So they're gonna be looking up with the expectation, with hope.
What's it say? Look, what's your help coming?
Time.
I forgot.
That's Psalm 120.
Yeah, Baba Kashak, time, Baba Kashak. That's where our help is gonna come, man. Not from here on earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Our redemption is gonna. That's why the Apostle Paul said, now it is high time to wake out of sleep, because now is the salvation there than we believe, man. You know, you got it up.
This is Psalm 121, verse 1. It says, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help.
And what is the hills, man? Towards the east, right? Because Yahweh Shai will be coming from the east.
Yep.
And
when David wrote it, Jerusalem is a hilly country.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's set on a hill.
It's set on the hill. And if you stand on one hill, you can see the top of the next hills. You know what I'm saying? That's surrounding it. So it says, verse 2, my help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. Keep going too. It says, he will not suffer my feet to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. The Lord don't sleep. Like Elijah, he cracked that joke on the prophets of Baal, because he said, you call on your gods, I'm going to call on my God. We see what God move. You know what I'm saying? And they was calling their gods and they wasn't getting no response. So Elijah was cracking jokes. So that's how you know he was a so-called Negro. He was cracking jokes on him like, well, maybe your God sleep. Maybe he running errands. You know what I'm saying? Where he at? The Lord don't slumber. He say, he that made the eye shall he not see. He that made the ear shall he not hear.
He
Keep bringing it back.
He said,
No, you got it right.
Yeah, let me bring it back because he said he don't cause his feet to move.
Yeah,
it shows you. Go ahead, brother.
This is Psalm 121, verse 3. He will not suffer thy feet to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Hey, the Lord keepeth you. So he said in Proverbs 16 and 9, a man's heart, right, a man's mind deviseth his way, but the Lord directed his steps. Roughly paraphrasing. So it shows you on our level that the Lord controls you. Wherever you stepped in his life, or wherever you will step, the Lord controls that, man.
The Lord gonna be in control
Exactly.
of where you at and what you're doing. That's why Yahweh Shai said to Pilate, he said, thou couldst have no power over me except it was given thee from above. So what is there to fear? If you get bound, if you get taken away, what is there to fear? You couldn't be in that position without the Lord putting you there.
That's why the scripture say in Psalms that to be still and know that I am Yahweh, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're confident in our walk, man. We're confident in our steps because we know that the Lord is going to guide our steps wherever He wants us to go, man.
And you know? See, that's disrespectful to Yahweh Shemel Shai when you try to, do what you could, you trying to
do your will.
Yeah, you trying to do your will. Here this Lord trying to have these Edomites take you to wherever they're gonna take you. You trying to break out. You busting out you busting out the back window. You know what I'm saying? Or you trying to bite the officer. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a black eye and a broken, you know what I'm saying, wrist. Like, bro, you could just follow the plan of the Lord. Maybe the Lord wants you to go this place. Maybe He got angels there waiting on you. Maybe He got brothers in there. Maybe He got a member of the elect in there you need to get the names to.
Yeah.
Like, it could be anything.
Yeah. Can the brother bring his preacher Bible quick?
Yeah.
This is the book of Sirach,
You
chapter
break it down.
2 and verse 2. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Like the scripture say in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. You know what I'm saying? Well, 2 Timothy 2 and 3. You know, endure hardness as a good soldier for your Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to constantly endure. And it says, and make not haste in
Right.
the time of trouble.
You gotta be hard. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to be, you know, this. I mean, you could be how you want to be, but
Right.
you know, the prophets was hard, rough men.
Austere.
That's all I'm saying. You got it.
And the Lord called us to be men, you know, and part of being a man is taking accountability and actually doing what you don't feel like doing, right? Doing what everybody don't want to do, you do it, right? Because you know that it's a result at the end, it's a prize at the end. You see that, man. So you do what's uncomfortable. You know, you do what's needed in order to, you know, push the needle forward, if you will.
And that's that's the natural nature of a man, but it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, you got to be doing it on the level of the elect. But even the average Joe Schmo, the average man does, like you said, what they don't want to do. How you think society was set up? It was set up by men doing the job that nobody else wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So that this place can function the way that it do.
Well, that's what, if I could say real quick, because it's the difference between being austere and being stubborn. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we all submit, man. No matter, you know, if you got the spirit of Nehemiah, you know, Nehemiah was on one. You know what I'm saying? Or you got the humble spirit that some brothers have, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all about submission, you know?
And you know, the beautiful thing about that is that, because the Lord said he's raising up the tabernacle of David. So you see certain brothers, they more calm and more gentle. But just know that spirit, that if that man's of the tabernacle of David, he was in David's army.
Man of war.
Yeah, he's a man of war.
Yeah.
Just because he's gentle and all of that, that don't mean nothing.
Snap it up. Especially, the scripture says there's no greater love than for a man to lay down his life for his friend.
Right.
So with that mindset and its truth, you got to be careful, right? If you come in and actually trying to offend the men of the Lord, man. You lay your hands on one of the brothers, hey, it's a man next to him willing to die for him, man.
Yep.
And that's the beautiful thing about being a part of the Lord's army, man, because, you know, you tied together like a link. You know what I'm saying? And you strong together, man. But in Esau's army and military, hey, they all, soon shit happens, they're scurry. You know what I'm saying? When real life happens, they will actually scurry and flee. But when the men of the Lord are standing still and shit happens, you know what I'm saying? You stand bold as a lion, man. You know, that's the part I'm getting at. You got to stand bold as a lion with your brothers next to you, man. Don't fear the mortal men. Cast off all those mortal thoughts. We spiritual men. And the Lord will give us spiritual powers right at this moment, man. If he need us to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anything, the Lord got us, man.
Yeah, like in LA, the camp brothers in LA, the elders in LA, and they was preaching one time, a couple years ago, I think. And it was like, you know, because sometimes they preach like about baseball fields. That where they, for a period of time, they was doing videos like near a baseball field. And I guess somebody's dog was off the leash or something. Big dog was charging at him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they all, you know, they all reacted like, oh. But then like when the dog got close, it's like something smote him on the face. Like he was like, and like, you know what I'm saying? He turned around. As soon as he got right, the angels encamped round about them that feared them.
Mhm.
So that's an example of spiritual power, like the brother was saying. The Lord has spiritual power happen to where you're protected.
Right, when they came to grab Yahweh Shah, what happened?
Yeah.
Force field.
Exactly.
Yeah, they pushed him back.
So he said, who you looking for? He said, I am he.
And they fell back, bro.
Yeah,
That's
they
powerful,
fell
bro.
It fell back. Like you got, what is it, telekinesis or what is it? Where you able to use your mind to push?
Telekinesis.
Yeah, man, that's what the Lord, hey, the Lord will give us that power, man. You know, and you got to have that faith that he'll do it, man.
Yeah, you got to
You
stand firm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say in the second chapter about Ezra still committed them that stood so swiftly for the name of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to be still. You're going to have to, you know, allow your feet not to be moved, man.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
the flesh will get rowdy.
Yeah,
you know, the
yeah,
flesh,
yeah.
you got to occupy in the spirit because the flesh, we all in the flesh. So it like to give you those fleshly thoughts, those mortal thoughts like run, flee. You know what I'm saying? Do things, but in the spirit, you got to
100%.
utilize the spirit more and stay, you know what I'm saying? Stay the course, man. Don't flee. You know? You got it, brother.
This is St. John 18. I'm trying to get to the point. Verse 4. Yahweh shall therefore, knowing all things, that should come upon him went forth and said, and matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 1.
That's mighty, because we know the things that's gonna come upon us.
Right.
Because the Lord give it to us. So knowing
Right.
these things, right, it's a certain peace should come upon you.
Yeah, the Lord said, "Be wise as serpents, harmless as doves." Okay, that's throughout. You know, that don't mean that you never gonna defend yourself. That don't mean you never might not have to flee or something. Because Paul fled, David fled. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations, the point is that you're gonna trust it in the spirit.
Because you,
Hey, Yahweh shot flee. You know what I'm saying?
we're not talking fleeing carnal or being in a. I'm talking about fleeing from this truth.
Right.
You know,
Okay,
that's
right.
the thing.
Okay,
But
okay, okay.
that's
Definitely
the,
ain't gonna flee that.
you can't flee from this truth at all costs, man. You got to stand bold. Now, of course, you're gonna flee in this world from certain things, but fleeing from this truth is ultimate death, man. You know, you got to stand bold in this thing, man, and you know, don't let that doubt, like I said before, get you up out, man. You got it, brother.
So this is them coming to get Yahweh Shah. I'm not gonna start. I'm gonna just go back to verse 4. It say, St. John 18 verse 4. Yahweh Shah therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Whom seek ye? They answered him, Yahweh Shah of Nazareth. Yahweh Shah said unto them, I am he. And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them.
You see, so look, you got some police officer come to a person who's representing this, and they will denounce everything. You see, Yahweh says, I'm he. You know what I'm saying? He's actually, you know,
Cooperating.
yeah, he's actually representing what he stands for. He's,
Right.
you know, in the world they like to say, I'm standing on business, right? Yahweh, that's what he's doing. These Roman coming to him trying to take him, instead of fleeing and hiding behind the crowd. Nah, man, he gave himself up, man.
Yeah, right. It said that as a lamb before sheep shears, he is dumb. You know, I mean, as a sheep before shears, he is dumb. In Isaiah 53, meaning it say he opened not his mouth in the judgment hall. He didn't raise up his voice trying to stop it, whatever judgment they was gonna put on him. He's like, man, I gotta go through this.
They're trying to plead his innocence.
Right. When his bestest friends, when his disciples tried to defend him and, you know what I'm saying, smote off the high priest Malchus' ear, what did he do? He healed the ear immediately and said, put your sword away. What is you doing? You know? When Peter said, no, Lord, you ain't gonna die, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
He said, you savors the things not of the Most High. Satan done jumped on you. You need to snap out of it. He rebuked him.
And that shows the context, because also Yahweh Shah told Peter that you're going to deny me thrice before the cock crow. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a contrast of how both ways that things can happen.
Yeah,
And
you can actually be with it and stand bold, or when that persecution comes, you might be timid. Even though Peter still, you know what I'm saying?
Die for the Lord.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know, but that flesh, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It showed us, that account showed us that the flesh can be strong, man. You know, and try to get you about this thing, but you got to stand bold and overcome, just like Peter did, man.
That's why the scripture say that that Yahweh Shah said that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You know?
Meaning weak to do with the Lord.
Yeah,
The works of the Lord.
Yeah.
That's the spirit, because I remember we were speaking on that, I believe, at one of the studies or something like that. He was talking about, although Peter did that, did that not make him, or what did that not make him a man of the Lord?
Right.
I mean, spiritual power was basically the first brother, or first man that actually exhibited that was Peter. After the
Walked on water.
no, I'm talking about, remember when after they in the book of
Oh,
Acts,
right. Him just healing somebody.
he was
Yeah.
healing people. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yep.
So like literally,
Yep.
you know, but like you said, his flesh is weak. So you know what I mean? Like, and we
That
all
is-
gonna have our moments. We all gonna have Peter moments.
That's
You know
what I was,
mean?
that's what I was gonna say. That's why that history is written, and the Lord didn't say, everything that's Tawab, write it. Everything that's right, don't write it. No, he said, put the Tawab and the right, put the good and the evil in there, so that we can learn from it.
Yep.
Okay, so that we can still have hope in that day if we happen to slip up and do something that wasn't according to the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? We can look back at Peter and say, well, damn, Peter denied the Lord 3 times. I'm gonna keep pushing.
Keep going.
Right.
Because you can't let your sins weigh you down, man.
Right. That,
You know?
you're right. Beautiful. Get that one in second.
You can't let your iniquities lift up themselves, man.
And,
You know?
and it had to play out like that because Peter was the head of the church, and he had to be the apostle to the circumcision. You know? Yeah, you got it.
This St. John 18 verse 6 now. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. Which showing you, that means Yahushua did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he ain't, every time he talked, people ain't fall on the ground. He pushed them back on purpose to show them, like, I'm He. What's up?
I lay my life
I
down.
am the one you're looking for. As you can see, the rumors are true.
Mhm.
I do have power.
Yeah.
That's what Herod was saying. He said, I heard all the stories about
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? And
Fill yourself up.
when the Queen of Sheba saw Solomon, who was Yahushua, she said, I ain't even know the half. You see, because what they say, reputation precedes you.
Yeah,
You know? Go ahead.
Hey, pick yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Now come arrest me. That's
Right,
it.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
right.
saying? Pick yourself up and arrest
Yeah,
me.
he basically showed him,
Yeah.
look, man, if I wanted to, I can get out of this
Exactly.
situation,
Exactly.
but I'm going to let you take me.
Mhm.
Because I laid down my life for the sheep.
Hey, that's what being a man, right? Doing the things, you know, the comfortable thing will be to knock them down and, you know what I'm saying, I'm power, I can take over now. Nah, he's actually suffering and being a man and taking accountability, not only for the sins of Israel, but also for his sins. You see, so he took accountability, he took it on the chin, man. You know, and that's what the prophets are doing on the highways and the byways now. Lord willing, we are part of the number. Hey, we taking it on the chin. We know we filthy. We know we fucked up, and we want to be healed, man, by the Lord, you know. So that's what we coming to the judge and like, here we are. You know what I'm saying? Turning ourselves in instead of being fugitives and running, man.
And the scripture say that we do this thing willingly, we have a reward. You know what I'm saying? So we give ourselves up willingly, man.
Ooh, this
You know?
is spirit. Can I read this real quick?
Go ahead.
This St. Matthew, I was going to verse 24, but the thing is, when you read up, it's talking about what we was just talking about. So I'm going to start at verse 22. It's St. Matthew 16, verse 22. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. Because Yahushua was telling him how he must go to Jerusalem, be rejected of the scribes and the chief priests, and after 3 days rise again. It says in verse 23, but he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me. So here it is, Yahushua called Peter Satan. He called the head of the church Satan. Did that mean Peter not of the elect? You know what I'm saying? If, like a brother, you may have a situation where brothers put you to the side and say, hey, bro, you got a demon on you. You know what I'm saying? Did that mean that you're not of the elect? No, that means that Satan jumped on you for a second. You know what I'm saying? And now you get rebuked. And you got to accept it.
Hey, also, Yahushua said, told Peter also before that Satan had desired to sift you as wheat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Ooh, that's beautiful because he told that to Peter. He said Satan, right? He was talking to Peter when he said, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
Satan had desired to sift you as wheat. That's why Satan jumped on Peter to try to tell the Lord he ain't gonna die for the nation of Israel. The Lord said, that's my whole reason why I'm here. You get behind me, Satan.
To shake you out.
Yeah.
That's his goal.
Come.
To shake the elect. But guess what? That's it. Hey, the elect gonna stand, you know, he gonna keep trying to shake them, but the elect gonna get right back in place. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be shaken because Satan, you know what I'm saying, he's a tempter.
Just man
Lord
fallen
said.
7 times.
Mm-hmm.
You say,
A just man fallen 7 times.
right. The Lord said he gonna sift the house of Israel.
Yep.
Sift means to shake. He's gonna sift, but he said, "Let shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." The elect gonna remain.
Uh-huh.
It say in verse 23, but he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of the Most High, but those that be of men. Because the average man is not gonna want to die. That's why I say in Romans 5, peradventure, a just man may die for one. You know, I'm butchering it, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's Romans 5 and like 4. They talk about how rarely will one die for somebody else. Okay, but that was Yahushua's whole purpose of coming, was to die for the sins of the nation of Israel, to save his people from their sins.
I got a precept. Somebody
Read that precept real quick first, then you got it.
I want to tell them to get in the NLT.
Okay.
This is the book of
Yeah, read that real quick. Read in KJV and then NLT.
This is Romans 5 and verse 7. It says, for scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for
So even for a righteous man, scarcely one would die. You know? Scarcely. Yahushua only had 12 disciples. That's how scarce it is. Those 12 was the only 12 that was willing to die for him. That's why Peter jumped up and cut off his ear. Because he was willing to die.
That's zeal.
He did have faith. But he was moving out of order.
Because it's not our time to fight right now physically. That's
Right.
what the Lord showed him in that time.
Right.
It's not our time to pick up that sword. it's our time to do what? Pick up this sword, the spirit, right, and utilize this word, man.
What do you have? What y'all tell Pontius Pilate that if this was my kingdom, my servants was fighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So but now what do we like the brother said? Now we're fighting spiritually, man. Now what are we doing? Now we're fighting the flesh. You know, we're fighting Esau's bullshit, man. You know,
Fighting spiritual wickedness in
yeah,
our places.
Because the Lord said, "What if you love me? Feed my sheep." You know, so they feed them with what? This word, this truth, man.
Because what's going to be the stability of the elect, the wisdom and the knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you want to do anything for the times to come to benefit the elect in the times to come, the best thing you can do is to teach the word. That's it. We'll keep going on that.
Okay. It's Romans 5 verse 7.
Read the last verse again.
Yeah, this is the verse. It says, "For scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man some would even dare to die."
Peradventure mean like might or maybe. You know, they say maybe. Basically, ain't nobody trying to die for nobody else. But keep reading, because it's gonna talk about your house shot.
Verse 8. "But the Heavenly Father commended His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners."
We weren't righteous when your house shot died for us. We still ain't. When He gonna come back and save us, we still ain't gonna be righteous. Go ahead.
It says, but the Heavenly Father commended His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Hamashiach died for us.
Woo. And what is that death? So that death, but He rose again. That's the key. What did Him dying and rising again do for us? It ain't just that He died for us. Oh, I stepped in front of a bullet for you. Now that's it. That ain't it. He granted us the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life. Okay, the dominion over the creation, starting with the elect. So there's nothing we can do to repay that back. The only thing that we can do is to lay down our life for Him in this mortal flesh.
Right,
you know?
follow after Paul, which followed after Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, that's what Paul said. Be ye followers of me, as I am also of Hamashiach.
Which is our reasonable sentence.
Yeah.
Right? It's reasonable for us to die for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh Shai died for us, man. You know? So it's reasonable to present your body as a living sacrifice.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 21, and verse 10. "And as we tarried there many days, there came down from Judea a certain prophet named Agabus. And when he was come unto us, he took Paul's girdle and bound his own hands and feet, and said, Thus saith the Holy Spirit, so shall the Jews at Jerusalem bind the man that oweth this girdle, and shall deliver him into the hands of the Gentiles. And when he heard these things,
So
both
the prophet came to him and bound him and showed him that was the sign that he about to be bound and taken to Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And when we heard these things, both we and they of that place besought him not to go up to Jerusalem.
Don't go, Paul. They gonna kill you when you get there.
Then Paul answered, What mean ye to weep and to break mine heart? For I am ready not to be bound only, but also to die at Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai.
Right. Now he didn't go immediately. It took him a while for him to go. I don't think when I was reading, I think it took years. It was years later when he actually did die. But he wasn't afraid to go at that account. You know, and then I think they was taking him. First they was taking him to Rome, and that's when he got shipwrecked, if I'm not mistaken. But you got it though. So like, you gotta go back and read the book of Acts.
And when he would not be persuaded, we see saying the will of the Lord be done.
Woo. It's the will of the Lord that gotta be, that gotta be done regardless, man. You know, so when the flesh come upon you and try to trick you or get you up out this truth, hey, utilize the spirit. Combat it by saying the will of the Lord will be done. You know, fight the flesh, man, with the spirit, just like Yahushua fought all those who tried to come against him with the spirit. He rebuked Satan with the Old Testament. You know, when he tried to come and give him food when he was fasting. You know, so you got to utilize the spirit, man.
And I believe it's John, the 7th chapter, where Yahushua said that I've come not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. You know what I'm saying? So we're all, even the 2/3, man. Even the two-thirds is doing the will of the Heavenly Father, man. You know? Yep.
This is St. Matthew 26, verse 36. Then cometh Yahushua. It says, then cometh Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with them Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even to death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the key things. The point of that account is that Yahushua understood he had to go through the worst death in human history.
Right.
He didn't want to go through it. The flesh didn't. Well, I should say the flesh didn't want to go through it. The spirit in him was indeed willing. That's why he did it. But and to show you that the flesh is so weak, Yahushua never sinned, but the spirit still came upon him to fear, because he was in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? The spirit still came upon him to be very sorrowful, like the scripture says, to be heavy, to be depressed.
Yeah, because he combated the flesh all while he walked.
Right.
You know, that was his job to show us that we can do it, that we can overcome the flesh too, man.
Through faith in him.
You know, as an example, to show us like, yeah, man, you can overcome too, because I overcame. That's why he did it, man.
Right.
You know?
The third chapter, it talks about that he was stricken with grief, a man of sorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For all the things that he had to go through, man. You know what I'm saying? So
on this time, that's clinically depressed.
Yep.
You know?
Like you said, damn, what was just like, it was something you just said. I forgot. But I was gonna say something, I forgot. What you got? Y'all got precinct?
I got a precinct.
So close out.
That's an example.
Oh, right. That's what I was gonna say, because Yahushua was definitely an example to show us that, like you brother said, we can't overcome. We can't be perfect. Now the perfection, the area that the other camp's area, is the perfection not coming through the law. He wasn't saying that we can keep the law perfect like him. No other man on earth that ever kept the law perfect. Sakari. When you read the prologue of Sirach and it tell you that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was perfect, it mentions 3 of our forefathers in the prologue of Sirach, and it said that they were perfect. That don't mean that they never sinned, man. That means that they were upright. Okay, the only one that never sinned is Yahushua. Get that through your head, man. Job was not sinless, but they were damn near. That's what Apostle Paul said concerning the law, blameless. He sinned before too, but he was damn near blameless. When he was in his phase as a Pharisee, you couldn't point out no law that he was breaking.
I got one.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse. I started verse 2. It says, "For the law of the Spirit." Yeah, I started verse 1 through 1.
The 2 is 1.
It says, "There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahushua."
The elect are the only ones that's in Yahushua. That's what in St. John 17 it said, "Father, I have kept them in thy name." They the only ones. He said, "They are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them." Go ahead.
I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
That's it.
Who walk not after the flesh.
Who walk not after the flesh, because they follow in the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, starting with the elders and apostles of the great millstone, the ministers of the Lord. Go ahead.
Hey, but it shows right there that the flesh is present.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
the flesh is present, but they walk not after the flesh, walk after the spirit, man. So when that flesh comes, they like, hell no, I'm gonna utilize the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight. You got it, brother.
But after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Yahushua have made me free from the law of sin and death, which we have death and sin in our bodies. You know?
But we're free through that, through faith in Yahushua. That's what it means. We're not under the law. We're under grace. Okay? We don't measure our righteousness by the law. We measure our righteousness by of course we're going to keep the law to the best of our ability. We're going to rehearse the righteous acts according to our life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you holding it around your life. What I mean, like, for example, you might have to work when the Shabbat comes in.
Right.
You're still going to go to work. But when you get home, you're not going to do a bunch of chores. You're going to rest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to keep the law as a person that's keeping it under grace.
Right.
Well, it's to say that our righteousness is as filthy rags.
Right. If it's the Shabbat and a brother car break down, are you not going to go help the brother? Yahushua said that. If a man loses a sheep
Yeah.
on the Sabbath day, is he not gonna go and pull it out the pit?
Right,
It's
if
well
you're
to
hungry,
do good on the Sabbath.
Right.
if you're hungry, you're not going to get food.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, the things that we saying, it's not wicked. It's not wicked to kill somebody for breaking the Shabbat.
Right.
Because Yahweh Shai used to do that. But everything is time sensitive.
Right.
So when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, we used to new time now. It said the priesthood being changed. So he had to, that's why it was so foreign to them what he was saying. It's like, what? You said what? Give me some stones. You know, because the truth was evolving.
He's breaking the mold. You know, that common mold that was there, the builders had, he broke that. You know what I'm saying? It came with this truth, what this thing is really about.
Right.
You know?
The spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You see? Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Not just Yahweh. Yahweh wanted his son to be glorified. Go ahead,
Verse 3. It says, is the point. It says, for the law, it says, for what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, right? Because once again, we're still in the flesh. Jake would talk about how many thousands of commandments he can keep, but we still go off because we live in Esau's kingdom where going off is like the blue point of the blueprint.
Normal.
Even not even in Esau's kingdom. I mean, that's a point too. But even in these bodies,
Right,
the scriptures tell us the simple thought process of foolishness is sin. So it shows you, man, we're consumed with it. We got these bodies that we're fighting against, and also the world, man.
Yeah.
You know?
The Lord said he put us in this place not willingly, but matter of fact, jump down
To,
verse 17, brother said.
Like the
Alright.
first
He
battle was
subject
within
us
yourself.
to this flesh. Just like
You got it, brother. Go ahead.
the Lord subject us to this flesh. We're not under the law. It said the law was made weak through the flesh. Meaning what? The power and the force of the law was made weak. The law is supposed to lead you to long life in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But that long life was made weak because we in the flesh. So we wasn't keeping the law to the point of Methuselah. We weren't keeping the law. We ain't keeping the law like Methuselah, or else we'd be living like Methuselah. So go ahead, plus the Lord cut the number. Yeah, he cut the number to 120, then he cut it to 80. Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 19. It says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestations of the sons of power.
Keep going.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope."
That's it. So we were made subject to the flesh, to death, to vanity. This life is vanity, man. You come on earth, you work, you have children, you work, you have children, then you die. Then you come back down, you work, you have children, you work, you have children, then you die.
That just circle back around.
That's vanity, man. That's vanity, because where's the resolve? The resolve is going to come when the change comes. That's what we're warning you and proclaiming, that the resolve of life for the Israelites is about to come to an end. I mean, it's about to come to a resolution. And it's going to be the salvation of the nation of Israel and everlasting life through Yahweh Shai. That's going to be, then you're going to understand, okay, now I see the meaning of life. I get to live forever. I get to enjoy what I work for. I get to always see what I created, okay, for eternity. So Lord willing, this edifying, we're going to turn to the east, give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who still ruling as well. And peace and mercy to the Lord's elect. Shalom.
Shalom. Kwam Yashalom.
Shalom.